Hey, what's up, guys? This is Movie Critic Rob here in the movie channel. And once again, I apologize for my hair. Again, I got off work, and again, my hair was all nuts because it's been under a hat for 4 hours. I think this is becoming a norm. I don't know why. But I wanted to talk about, and by the way, before we get into the discussion, I want to thank you guys for the amazing, amazing support that you've shown my last video. I know that it's more love for Spider-Man than me. That's fine. But I wanted to take the opportunity to share with you a reveal of the new Marvel Cinematic Universe Spider-Man, which we're going to talk about this right now. And I wanted to, after one day of watching the trailer over and over and over and over again, take a few minutes and talk about the suit, because already the chat rooms and discussion boards all across the internet have decided to, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of split. There's a lot of people that absolutely love it, and of course they're going to use the argument of, oh, it's the classic look. And then you have the other, I say, it's pretty balanced, around 50%, who say, oh no, it's too much like the comics, it's too cartoonish, I like the Andrew Garfield suit, y'all stink because Andrew Garfield's on it. And I think those people are just, they liked Andrew Garfield, which I will say this to Andrew Garfield's credit, and we haven't seen much of Tom Holland yet, we've only seen like 10 seconds, but to Andrew Garfield's credit, his Spider-Man, not his Peter Parker, but his Spider-Man was the most comic faithful Spider-Man we've seen to this day. With that said, now, Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker was the Tobey Maguire Peter Parker, was the Peter Parker of the comics. So hopefully, and I've said this before, I think, in videos, but hopefully what we'll see from Tom Holland is he'll take what Garfield did with Spider-Man and what Maguire did with Parker, and make an amalgamation of the two, because they really did the best. Those were really, they captured half of the character, and if you take those halves and put it together, it's the perfect Spider-Man. Now, just on the scene alone, I love the voice, because of course it's going to be muffled, and it's not going to be Bane muffled where it's like, and Gotham will rise. No, it's not going to be that. It's going to be kind of more childish, and I like the voice that we heard. Although again, it was 10 seconds, and even looked like it was dubbed over because the mouth didn't look like it was matching the words that were being said. But if that is his voice, I think I liked it. So let's talk about the suit, and I love the suit. I really do love the suit, because for me, it harkens back to a lot of stuff that I grew up with as a kid. I distinctly remember a co-worker of my mom's, I think, she gave me, for my birthday, we had to go to her wedding, which is the exact same day as my birthday, and she gave me a coloring book of Spider-Man, or like thick. I mean, this thing was thick. And in it were all these pictures of Spider-Man, Venom, and Carnage, and you could, you color them in. That's what you do with a coloring book. And that's my first foray into Spider-Man as a child. I can't remember how old I was, but that's the first thing I remember of Spider-Man. And this is that Spider-Man. As soon as I saw that, I'm thinking, this is what I saw as a child, what I envision as a child, if it were real. And I love it for that reason. Again, if you read the comics and you were well versed in the comics, it harkens back to the Steve Ditko Spider-Man from like the 60s, I think. I'm not well versed in it, but I know it well enough to know this is the classic look. Now, a lot of people said that it's too much like a comic book, but isn't that the point? If you're making a media transfer from something, it would stand to reason that you try to be as faithful as possible. That's my argument when I did the Risen review of the movie Risen, that as somebody doing an adaptation of something, but also a media transfer, you can take liberties, but you have to make sure that you're faithful to the material. Now, obviously, with a movie, you're going to fill in details that aren't in some things, but if you stay true to the source material, then you've done a good job. And I think that's what they've done here. I think that, come on, guys, it's Marvel doing a Marvel character. We know what they've done already with Marvel's characters. Look at Iron Man. Look at Thor. Look at General Ross. Look at Captain America. The list goes on and on. The Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier is probably the most closest to what was put on the page in the comic book. The Winter Soldier, the look of Winter Soldier. Just they ripped it right out of the comic. They put it on the screen, and I think that's exactly what they've done with Spider-Man, and I love it. I'm a guy that, because you have a source material, I like it when you extrapolate from the source material. And I know, Spider-Man's been through enough incarnations. There's enough looks of Spider-Man that range from a lucha libre costume to just a hoodie kid, and a kid wearing a hoodie, and that's all it is, with pants and stuff, but that being said, the original is what, if you're going to do the rebranding, and not rebranding, but if you're going to do the reimagining, that's what you need to go back to. And that's what I think Marvel Studios has intelligently done, is they've gone back to the original look of Spider-Man. Now, I saw after the trailer was released, I think it was James Gunn that released it, because he's seen the movie, I think, or at least cut of the movie. He said that on a computer screen, you're not going to get the sense that it's a good-looking costume, because the textures and the stuff really sell when you're watching it on a big screen. I think it's because, and this is just my reasoning, that the graphics aren't done. And I got a sense, when he got onto the screen, I'm like, other than the mass hysteria and the excitement that I experienced, I had a sense that the CGI was not finished. And there's obvious CGI there, and I didn't feel it was finished. When it was closer up in the face, I think that was more of a complete shot than the whole body. And I think that when we saw him, when his head came up, I don't think that's a finished shot. At least I hope that's not a finished shot, because I don't know, there's just that sense of something does not feel right. I don't know if the coloring, if it was the coloring, if it was the shadows, but something did not sit right with what I was looking at. That being said, I know why they did it, because they wanted to show Spider-Man. They wanted to show that, in fact, he is in the movie, and get a lot of good likes, and sell people in the movie. I mean, you're introducing Black Panther. You're introducing Spider-Man. You're giving us the MCU version of one of the most beloved comic book series and most read comic book series in history in one film. And you're going to finally answer the question, who wins in a fight against blank and blank and blank and blank and blank and blank. So I liked it. And I mean, post in the comments what you think, but I think that the Russo brothers, I know, yes, and Amy Pascal, thank you so much for everything you've done with the transitioning of getting to work with Disney and the Marvel Studios. Thank you so much for heading that up. I know a lot of people don't know your name, and a lot of people don't care to know your name, but I do. And thank you to Kevin Feige for making this happen. Thank you to, again, Amy Pascal. Thank you to the Russo brothers, because this looks like the Marvel movie to end all Marvel movies. And I can only imagine what they have in store for us in Infinity War, because that will be the Marvel movie to end all movies. They have upped their quality. Every time Marvel Studios makes another film, they up in quality, which there were a few that kind of backtraced quality, meaning they went back instead of going forward. But now, Guardians, Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron. Although Age of Ultron had its issues, but I don't think it was from a creative standpoint. I think it was more of a what to cut and what not to cut standpoint and budget standpoint. What else? Guardians of the Galaxy, Age of Ultron, Ant-Man. Ant-Man was fantastic. Okay, people will moan and will just berate this movie and be like, oh, but no. Ant-Man was a fantastic film that it's not supposed to feel like an Avengers film because it's not an Avengers film. This is going back to Iron Man, going back to, you know, the simpler comic book film of one hero. It's a heist film. And it felt a lot like a heist film, like an Ocean's 11, like an Italian Job movie. It was awesome. And the CGI in the movie was fantastic. Not because Michael Douglas, you make Michael Douglas actually look like a real person younger, and that's really hard to do. I was like, this is Michael Douglas from Wall Street. I thought that they just cut and paste the dude in there. I was like, this is sick. But that being said, the quality has gone up and gone up and gone up, and I can only Doctor Strange and Black Panther and Miss Marvel and Guardians 2. Phase 3 is going to be just amazing. And now with the rise of DC and that healthy competition, because there is healthy competition. I said there was no competition. There is no competition the way that people think of, we're DC, we're Marvel. There is none of that bickering. But there is healthy competition because these are two businesses that want to have your business. So the quality is going to go up. And good movies will drive up the quality. So because of that, I want Batman vs Superman to be successful. I want Aquaman to be successful. I want Wonder Woman to be successful. Justice League Part 1, Justice League Part 2, and beyond. Cyborg, Flash, all of those movies, Green Lantern Corps, to be successful. Because if those are successful, then comic book movies as a whole are successful because they drive up the quality of films. But like I said, post your comments down below on the Spider-Man costume. I love it. I think it is as faithful to the comics as you can get in a film. And again, I don't think that the CGI is done yet, so I'm going to reserve my end all for when I see the movie. And again, we've only seen him in 10 seconds. Who knows what Tom Holland is going to do? Who knows how Spider-Man's going to play into it? Who knows what's going to happen? Nobody knows what's going to happen. And I think, and I said this, I think in the review that I did with John DeGregorio, was this movie did what Star Wars did and did what Deadpool did, which is we saw a lot of things that make you excited for the movie. We want to go see the movie, but you do not show basically what Batman vs Superman trailer 2 did. The second trailer of Batman vs Superman did, which was give you a 3-minute cut of the entire film, like the skeleton outline of the entire film. They didn't do that. They haven't done that. And everything that we've seen has been candy and candy and candy and candy, which, again, Deadpool did it. Force Awakens did it. And now Civil War is doing it. And I thank them so much. All of these people involved in the movies I just mentioned, and especially their marketing, kudos to you people, because you're doing marketing right. And we thank you for it as fans, because we want to sit in a theater and be surprised at what happens. We don't want to sit in a theater and say, oh, we saw that in the trailer. Oh, we saw that in the trailer. Oh, we saw that in the trailer. And just be like a body count of shots of the trailer. We want it to feel fresh. We want it to feel new. We want trailers to do what trailers used to do, which was hype us for a movie. Don't tell us anything or as little as possible to get us hyped for the movie so that we can experience the movie and have an experience when we go and see the film for the first time, and for the second, and for the third, and for the fourth, and for the fifth, and then when we buy it on Blu-ray, and so on and so forth. So thank you so much to everybody involved in the cinematic process of Civil War, and thank you so much for all the people that had to work together and get into the dark rooms and squabble amongst each other to get us to this point, because as a fan, I can tell you I love it. And thank you to all of my subscribers and all the people that have seen the video I put up last, and I hope to get your subscribe and your likes. And again, like I said, and I'll say it one more time, post your comments down below about the Spider-Man costume. I want to know what y'all think. And this has been Movie Critic Rob with the Movie Channel, and I'll see you later.